Marcus Hayes stood at the weathered gate, watching dust climb against the winter sky. The mass approaching wasn't wildlife or wind, it was people. Scores of them, moving with unmistakable purpose across the frozen Montana grassland. His fingers gripped the splintered wood that barely held its posts anymore. Samuel appeared at his side, eyes narrowing against the glare. "What in God's name is that?" "Don't know." Marcus's voice came out hoarse. "But they're heading straight for us." The figures grew clearer, not scattered wanderers, but an organized column that seemed to consume the landscape. The brothers possessed no weapons worth the name, no strength left for confrontation. Just two men holding on to dirt and expecting nothing beyond tomorrow's struggle. "Should we ride out?" Samuel asked. Marcus shook his head. "Where to?" The group halted beyond the property line, silence pressed down with physical weight. Then the column parted, and a woman stepped forward. She wore clothing that spoke of authority earned, not assumed. Her face carried the marks of hard years, but her eyes locked onto the brothers with an intensity that stole Marcus's breath. She knew them. They didn't recognize her. "You don't remember me," she said. Statement, not question. The words held both sorrow and something that looked almost like gratitude. Samuel glanced at Marcus, confusion plain. Marcus searched his memory desperately. Nothing surfaced. The woman moved closer. 18 years ago, you found a child. A lost child. Everyone said you should abandon." The words struck Marcus like a physical blow. His mind raced backward through years of isolation and struggle, back to the moment that changed everything. "Elena," he breathed. "Before we dive deeper into what happened next, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell us where you're listening from. Your voices from around the world mean everything to us." She nodded once. "I am Elena Whitehawk, and I have not forgotten." Behind her, the crowd remained motionless, waiting. The air felt charged with something Marcus couldn't name yet. This wasn't an attack, but it wasn't simple mercy either. "Why are you here?" Samuel's voice cracked. Elena's expression shifted. Not quite a smile, not quite grief. "Because 18 years ago, you gave me a future when no one else would." She paused, eyes moving to the collapsed ranch behind them. "Now I'm here to give you one." But something in her tone suggested this wasn't just about gratitude. This was about something larger, something that had been building for nearly 2 decades, while the brothers barely survived one season at a time. Marcus felt reality shift beneath him. Whatever Elena had brought, whatever was about to unfold, would change everything. The question was, into what? The name hung between them. Elena. Marcus remembered small fingers gripping his coat, dark eyes that held terror and desperate hope tangled together. She'd been maybe 6 years old, lost and dying on land that showed no mercy to the vulnerable. Samuel's face had gone pale. "The girl. The one we found near the frozen stream." Marcus nodded slowly, unable to look away from the woman before them. The child he remembered had been fragile, barely breathing when they discovered her collapsed in the snow. Now she stood with the bearing of someone who commanded respect without demanding it. The years had transformed her completely, yet something in her eyes remained unchanged, that same fierce determination to survive. "You were dying," Marcus said quietly. "We couldn't leave you there." Elena's expression softened slightly. "No, you couldn't, even when everyone told you to, even when it cost you everything." The words cut deep because they were true. The brothers had brought Elena to their small ranch, warmed her, tended her frostbite. They'd searched for weeks to find her people, ignoring warnings from neighbors who said helping a crow child would mark them as traitors to their own kind. When they finally returned her to her tribe, the damage was done. No one wanted to trade with men who sided with Indians. No one wanted to work land next to theirs. The isolation had been slow and suffocating. Clayton Mercer had been the first to turn his back. Then others followed. Within months, the brothers found themselves cut off from the community they'd grown up in. Their father's ranch, once modest but stable, began crumbling under the weight of their choice. "We did what was right," Samuel said, defiance edging his voice. "Even now, we'd do it again." Elena studied him. "I know you would. That's why I'm here." She gestured to the people behind her. "We've been watching. We know what Mercer has done to you. We know he wants your land. We know he plans to take it tomorrow." Marcus's chest constricted. Tomorrow. The word felt like a death sentence. Mercer had given them until sunset, the next day, to leave. He'd made it clear that refusal meant removal by force. The brothers had no way to stop him. No allies. No strength to fight men who had everything while they had nothing. "How do you know that?" Marcus asked. "Because we listen," Elena said simply. "Because we pay attention to men like Mercer, who think they can take whatever they want, without consequence." She stepped closer. "You saved my life when I was powerless. Now I'm here, while you feel the same way. Powerless. Desperate. Alone." The accuracy made Marcus's throat constrict. That was exactly how he felt, like a man standing at a cliff's edge, with nowhere to go but down. "What do you want from us?" Samuel asked, suspicion creeping beneath hope. Elena's eyes moved between both brothers. "I don't want anything. I'm here to give you something." "A choice," she paused. "You can leave tonight. Walk away and let Mercer have this land. Start over somewhere else with nothing but your lives." Marcus felt his heart sink. That wasn't a choice. That was surrender. "Or," Elena continued, her voice dropping lower, "you can stay. You can fight. And you can let me show you what happens to men who think compassion is weakness." The crowd behind her shifted slightly, not threateningly, but with purpose, like a force waiting to be unleashed. Marcus looked at Samuel. His brother's jaw was set, eyes hard with anger that had been building for 18 years. They'd lost everything for doing right. Now someone offered them a chance to take something back. But at what cost? And what exactly did Elena mean by fight? "If we stay," Marcus said carefully, "what happens?" Elena's expression became unreadable. Justice. The kind men like Mercer never see coming. The way she said it sent chills through Marcus's bones. This wasn't just about saving them. This was about something Elena had been planning. Something that would change everything. "We need to know what you're planning," Samuel said. Elena shook her head slowly. "No, you need to decide if you trust me the way I once trusted you." She glanced at the ruined ranch. "Decide quickly. Mercer's men will be here at first light to ensure you're preparing to leave. If they find us here, everything becomes more complicated." Marcus's mind raced. Trust. That's what this came down to. They'd trusted their instincts 18 years ago and paid dearly. Now they were being asked to trust again. "How much time do we have?" Marcus asked. Elena looked toward the horizon where the sun began its descent. "Until morning. Then everything changes." The finality in her voice left no doubt. Whatever was coming would arrive with dawn, and the brothers had until then to decide if they were ready to face it.